Hello to the beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro, and this is your monthly forecast for June 2026. Okay, and before we get into the signs, I just want to share with you that on the 31st of May at 9 degrees, we have a full blue moon in Sagittarius. And this is the second full moon in May. All right, and that's happening on the 31st, as I said. So we're going to be entering into June with that energy of that once upon a time or once in a lifetime energy from this full blue moon. Okay, so set your intentions high and watch what happens. Okay, so this happens every 2 to 3 years. So this is once every blue moon. You know how that saying goes. And let's see. You may be seeking honest answers about your life's purpose during this time. This culmination and illumination brings hidden feelings to the surface. Unresolved questions may come up, or long avoided decisions that have been brewing since the previous full moon, which was the first one in Scorpio. Okay, so the new moon in Gemini is on the 14th of June, and this will be at 24 degrees, happening at 7:54 p.m. Pacific time. And at the end of June, we have a full moon, and that's on the 29th in Capricorn at 8 degrees. And Chiron is moving into Taurus and will stay there for approximately 8 years. Okay? Chiron is the wounded healer, and it is going to help you release those patterns around your self-worth and your value system as well. So, and it's also about, how you show up in your emotional world. But being in the sign of Taurus, it has to do with security. It has to do with your money. It has to do with your steadiness and your material things. Okay, do you do you value yourself on the external things in your life, or is your worth internal? So these are the energies that's going to be playing out for the next year, next 8 years for all of us to heal those insecure areas in our life that has to do with, our self-worth. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into your forecast for the month of June. So I will see you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Sagittarius risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro, and this is your monthly forecast for June 2026. Now, I did an introduction giving you the highlights of the month, but I want to share with you one of the highlights before we get into your forecast, and that's Chiron, the wounded healer, moving into Taurus for 8 years. So wherever that lands in this chart is the area that is going to be transforming into something new over the next 8 years for you, Sagittarius rising. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I tell you in your forecast what Chiron is here to do. So on the 1st of June, we have Mercury entering Cancer, and this is going to be in your 8th house of transformation, death. This is the house of banking, other people's money, shared finances, taxes, loans, intuition, psychic energy, psychological issues as well. And what else is in this house? I think we're good on that. Okay, so during this time, you may be highly intuitive and with the nurturing and communication style. Okay, you may be drawn to uncover hidden truths, secret taboos, and mysterious aspects of life. You may detect hidden motives and who to trust, especially around finances. Your conversation tends to delve into deeper topics such as secrets, intimacy, and psychology, which may open you up to profound connections with others. Okay? So on the 9th, we also have Venus conjuncting Jupiter in Cancer, and this is happening in the same house, the 8th house. So this transit is generous, nurturing in relationships and private matters. You may be feeling a need for stronger intimacy, and the willingness to share your feelings or secrets. You have a healthy outlook around joint finances, loans, settlements, or gifts. You may have healing conversations about trust, vulnerability, and attachment. There may be a lucky opportunity with a business partnership or a romantic bond that depends on mutual support. Okay, so good things can happen in the 8th house. Okay, so June the 13th, we have Venus moving into Leo. You may feel more confident. This is happening in the 9th house. And I already spoke to you about the 9th house, I believe. Let's see. Did I? No, I didn't, huh? What did I? Okay, so Venus in the 9th house. Let's do this. The 9th house is about belief system, spirituality, and religion, other cultures, long distance travel, other languages, teaching, philosophy, publishing, let's see, and higher learning. Okay, so you may feel more confident, expressive, and drawn to glamorous big picture experiences, such as trips abroad, college courses, or spiritual retreats. Okay, you may fall for someone from another culture, meet a teacher or mentor figure, or bond with people who share your ideals and sense of adventure. Okay, so on the 14th, we have a new moon in Gemini, and this is happening in your 7th house. This is your house of one-on-one relationships, partnerships, business partners, legal matters, open enemies, contracts, family. All right? So during this lunation, you may be more aware of balance, fairness, and reciprocity in one-on-one connections. You may find yourself talking more, okay, Gemini, connecting with others via messages, or bringing playful or being playful, intellectual energy, or bringing playful intellectual energy into your relationships. That's where I was trying to get to. This lunation supports new relationships, sign agreements, or reset existing partnerships. These are all favorable. So on the 19th, we have Chiron in Taurus, and it's happening in your sixth house. And your sixth house is your house of health, is your house of work, is your house of daily routine, your co-workers, your supervisors and subordinates. Okay? So this is a time when you see your wounds. You may be sensitive to criticism and feel that your work or contribution doesn't matter. Old patterns of overworking, perfectionism, or feelings of not being good enough may surface. Your lesson is to renegotiate your effort and craft that defines your self-worth. Okay? So with Chiron here, it's going to help you figure out what your self-worth here is, because right now your self-worth may be based on the self-worth of your ancestors, or your, father or your mother. So this is coming around, and it's going to take 8 years to dig into how you really see yourself. How, how you, how much worth, how worthy are you of yourself? Okay. I'm just trying to get there on that self-worth tip. But yes, it's going to help you redefine your values and your self-worth so you can come out on top. Okay, so let's move on. Sagittarius rising. We're going to move to Sun and Cancer happening in your eighth house. And I think I talked about your eighth house already. So, we know that the eighth house is about, where is it? Is about, your transformation and energy, psychic energy. So you may have a stronger need to overstand your inner fears, your traumas, and subconscious motivations. This can be a time when your old wounds resurface so that they can be acknowledged and healed. Okay, you may crave emotional closeness and loyalty. There is also a need to maintain healthy boundaries and not become overly dependent or defensive. All right. So on the 28th, we have Mars entering Gemini, and this is happening in your seventh house of relationships of all kinds. So this transit brings dynamism into your relationships. You may initiate talks, debates, or negotiate more readily. Your conversations may be lively, but you may be impulsive or have heated discussions. Okay? You may feel a strong urge to address issues that you've been avoiding. Existing partnerships can be energized. More dates, projects, or joint plans may happen. However, arguments may flare up. Single people may be more proactive in dating or meeting people who are intellectually stimulating or talkative. So on the 29th, we have Mercury turning retrograde in Cancer, and this is happening in the 8th house. So during this time, you may feel more private, protective, or easily affected by what others say, all right? Your conversations may turn inward and unresolved trust or attachment issues may resurface for review. Your shared finances, debts, taxes, inheritances, or your partner's money may require extra care. Old family patterns can get triggered and may blur your boundaries, so just be careful. The last thing I'm going to talk about on the 29th is the full moon in Capricorn, and this is happening in your second house. You may scrutinize your income, savings, debts, or big purchases. Now, I don't know if I spoke about the second house during this forecast. Let me just look. Because your second house is your house of finances, your self-worth, your value system, what you possess. All right. So, you may feel pressure to get things in order during this full moon because Capricorn is grounded and it's ruled by Saturn, and that's what Saturn does. It makes you stand upright, okay? You may feel a strong emotional tug between what you can earn or own and what you feel you deserve. So stirring up questions like, am I fairly valued? Or where am I undervaluing myself? Okay? But there, with this full moon, it's just let go. All right? So, Sagittarius Rising, this is your forecast for June 2026. And until next time, bye for now.